Whoa, welcome back to my kitchen. We have, well, let me get the stuff out and then I'll start explaining it, because when I stand here and talk, I just feel like I blah, blah, blah all the time. Okay, I grabbed out a bunch of the ingredients. I didn't plan this very well because I was planning on doing something else, but here we are. So, what I want to do is, every week in my house, we do what we call sweet night. And what we do is we eat a bunch of junk food and we watch a movie or a show or whatever as a family. Throughout the week, my kids don't get sugar and sweets at home. And I know how nice it is to have a little sweet treat once in a while. So I've been looking into a lot of, like, I don't know, better for you treats. And one of the things that came up were the Snickers dates, and I've made those several times. We really like them. So I want to make more things like that. I also made those yogurt patties that I did in a video. Those are delicious. I'm going to make more of those. But I'd like to have a nice variety of different things so that, you know, if the kids want like a little treat during the week, or myself, I like them a lot too. It helps to have something that they can actually have, instead of them begging for candy, which they don't do a lot, but it does happen. It's like sometimes you just need a little sweet thing. So I don't mind them having it, but I would prefer that either they wait till our Saturday to do it, or maybe I have a little bit healthier option. So I got these Medjool dates. These are what I've used before for the Snickers, the Snicker bars. I had a recipe on the back for, let me see, does it even have a name? It just says it's an appetizer. It's got the dates. It's got goat cheese, which I ordered goat cheese, and I got this little tiny thing. I didn't know it came like that. I've never bought it before. Raspberry, cardamom, and rose fruit spread, which is also Better Goods. Roasted and salted pecans I'll have to run downstairs for. And then this sriracha sea salt, which I ordered. It didn't come with a lid, so I'm kind of annoyed by that because I don't know how I'm going to store it. I might have a lid that'll work on it, but where the heck did my lid go? I have no idea. It wasn't even in there. It's not like it was cracked off. It just wasn't in there, but that's okay. Freshly chopped chives, that seems strange too. But split evenly between the dates. So I might make that. I'm planning on making that. And then I've got a few other things. I found 3 recipes for like healthy Reeses, and all of them are different. So I thought, I've got quite a bit of peanut butter, because for each recipe I was like, oh, I need peanut butter, so I grabbed another one. So I have 3 big containers of peanut butter in my pantry right now. And I think I'm gonna make all 3 and then decide which one we like, and then I'll just keep that one, because that's really the best way. Otherwise, I'm always going to be wondering, which one was it that I liked? So they're all just a little bit different, and then I can just pick from there. This is just the recipe on the back of the bag of dates. I'm going to start with these. I can guarantee the kids aren't going to like these, but I'm going to make them anyways because I want to. And there's never as many in the bag as what it says. It says servings 6 and 3 pieces per serving. Don't worry, I'll cut this part out, but I'm curious. Whatever. Okay, so if you haven't worked with these before, they just come right apart. You take this little pit out, and I just set it aside in case I'm counting, which doesn't really do anything for you, but you know, I like to. They are quite sticky, so when you finish taking the pits out, you probably want to wash your hands. But they come apart really easy. So tonight we're watching Harold and the Purple Crayon. My daughter picked that out. She really wanted to watch that before it's gone. All right, let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I'm going to divide this into 20 pieces so that it's all even. And I don't want any leftover of the goat cheese because it'll just go bad in my fridge. I've never had goat cheese before. Ooh, it's very creamy and a little sour. Weird. Very crumbly too. I don't think this is really gonna work how I want it to. All right, let's see. Top with half a teaspoon of Better Goods fruit spread. So that's this. Oh, it smells all right, I guess. A lot of weird flavors in this. Like sour goat cheese, sweet fruit spread, spicy sriracha, salty pecans. Somebody's just sitting in some weird spot dreaming this stuff up. 1 teaspoon of pecans. These aren't salted, so I'll just sprinkle a little sea salt on here. Oh, actually the sriracha salt has salt in it. Garnish with chopped chives and sea salt. Oops. Oh, I wonder if this had to be used before. This wasn't even attached. Okay, if I end up having some sort of issue, it's probably from this. I'm pretty sure this was opened by somebody that wasn't me. Gross. And the chives. What a weird combination. Okay. That's what they look like. Should get like a up close thumbnail pic maybe. Unless they're gross, and then I would never use it for that. Let's try it. Definitely has an interesting smell. I'm assuming it's like a popper. Just go for it. That's really good. I wasn't expecting to like it. It's almost too weird to want to admit that I like it. It's so bizarre. I feel like I can use more of the sriracha too. Just a little bit. I kind of like these a lot. These are so weird. They're so weird. They have like a really nice chewiness from the date, and it's got a nice kick with that sriracha salt. The creaminess from the cheese is really nice. I don't even notice the sourness from the cheese, but I'm sure it's adding to everything. This fruit spread is nice and sweet, and it pulls everything in. The pecans are a nice crunch. Like this is really good. Wow, I'm honestly shocked. It didn't sound good. It just sounded interesting. Oops. Wow, okay. Kids will never eat it, but that's okay. I'm okay. I hope they keep. Because if they keep well, I could make these and then keep them in the fridge for myself because nobody else is going to like them. Yeah, okay. Those are good. There's no nutrition facts on here, but I'll snap a picture of this. But this is just the Walmart brand dates. And I think I really like that. Cool. All right, we're gonna move on to the next recipe. I need to just clean up this mess, find a way to seal my salt, and decide what I'm making next. Next, I'm gonna be making healthy Reese's eggs. And healthy, I don't know how healthy it is, but it's better than the sugar-laden ones you get in the stores. So I have 3 separate recipes I found that look decent. One of them is peanut butter and protein powder, and it's covered in chocolate with a little salt. So we'll start with that one. That one's the easiest. This peanut butter is almost gone, so I'm just finishing it up. I gotta get a bowl. All right, so it says half a cup of peanut butter, and I should actually use my microwave bowls, and I should measure it out, I suppose. Peanut butter gets microwaved. Okay, this will go in the microwave for about 30 seconds or so. All right, pretty runny. Then it's half a cup of protein powder, vanilla protein powder. This is a 1/4 cup. And then we just mixy till it's thick. If I made a lot of these, it would take so much protein powder. This is probably gonna make like 4. Which doesn't work for my family. But it's just enough to try, I suppose. Okay, so that's a good consistency, I think. So the protein powder is gonna be on the purple plate, future me. Okay, so that was better than I thought. I got 7 and a tester. I'm gonna throw these in the freezer and we'll come back to them. So purple plate, protein powder. This next one is peanut butter, maple syrup, and oats. And then it's just covered in chocolate with salt. This one is not microwaved, so I'll just use a regular bowl. And it's 1.5 cups of peanut butter. Then a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And then it says 1.5 cups of rolled oats, but in the video she said oat flour, so I'm sure that's just the equivalent. So I'm just gonna take my oats and blitz them up in the chopper to get the flour. All right, there's that. All right, what did I say? 1.5 cups rolled oats. So this goes in here. I'm gonna just do about half of it and mix it in. That's pretty thick. Then I'm using these silicone things so they come out easy. And I'm gonna try to make this even. She did get 12 out of hers. Okay, these go in the freezer and they'll get a chocolate layer on top. Let's move on to the next one. This last one is peanut butter, maple syrup, vanilla, and almond flour. So they're all really similar, and I feel like once I try them all, I can kind of just make up my own recipe, which is what I like to do, but I need to know which thing I like. But I will tell you, I ate another one of those sriracha date things. Those are really good. I'm really liking them. I feel like I could sit down with that whole plate for a meal. I'm just gonna right into it. Okay, let's see. 1 cup of peanut butter. This goes in the microwave, 30 seconds. 1/4 cup of maple syrup. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. 1 cup of almond flour. These are a lot looser than the protein powder ones were, or the oat one, both of them probably. All right, almond flour is gonna be on a pink plate. All right, I got 10 in a tester out of that. So these go in the freezer. When everything's frozen, I'll pull it out and we will chocolate it all. Yummy. This next one is Mounds Bar Dates. I'm doing them with the almonds in them, so they're like an Almond Joy. What I'm starting with is unsweetened coconut flakes. I don't think it actually, it does specify unsweetened. So I have the unsweetened. From what it looked like in the video, I can put it in my little chopper here and blend it up till it's coconut butter. Seems like it did kind of start to turn into like a butter, but not enough. This isn't getting as smooth as I want. I'm gonna add a little coconut oil to it, see if I can get it going a little better. That's definitely helping. All right, this is as good as it's getting. It's pretty liquidy. I guess it's fairly smooth, so it's fine. So we're going in with the dates again. I have to do 2 of them for my little daughter without the almonds because she claims she hates almonds. And I think that's lame. Okay, so here's the coconut butter. It is pretty runny now. So we're just taking a little of that into each date. And then I bought some lightly salted roasted almonds. And I'm just gonna plunk one in there. And then it gets closed up. And then these will go in the freezer so that we can dip them in chocolate when they're frozen. Okay, there's those. Those are going in the freezer. We'll dark chocolate everything at the same time. Running out of freezer space. Oh. Oh, the texture on that is not good. Holy cow. I don't know if that's going to be palatable. Okay, everything's in the freezer, freezing. I'm going to clean this up. I'm not going to make the other ones tonight. Hold on. Okay, I am going to do this last one because it's all the same ingredients again. So I may as well do it. So this one's cashew butter, almond flour, what did she say? Maple or vanilla, cashew butter. Hold on. Okay, 1 cup of cashew butter. All right. This was quite difficult to find too. And this will almost use the whole jar. I wonder if I should just use the whole jar. Yeah, there's hardly anything left. I'm just going to use the whole thing because realistically I'm not going to use it for anything else anyways. Okay, so it's like a 1.25 cups that was in here, so it's just a little over 1 recipe. 1/3 cup of maple syrup, so 1/4 cup of coconut, and then 1/2 cup of almond flour, a little salt. Let's add some chocolate. This is just dark chocolate chips. Oh, there's peanut butter everywhere. Got a little square pan here. So they're mostly in a square. I'm going to cover them back up. And then these go in the freezer and they'll get dark chocolate on them too. So everything's very similar. So everything's frozen enough. I'm going to get the chocolate ready. I'll be able to get these back into the freezer so that they're ready to go when we need them. The chocolate only takes like 10 minutes to harden once it's frozen, so it should be just fine. My dinner is going to be done in less than 5 minutes, and then it just needs to cool. So we'll be eating pretty quick here. So this is just dark chocolate, a little bit of coconut oil. I'm going to heat it in the microwave for probably a minute. And then we'll coat as many as we can with roughly 2 bags. I've got more bags. It's not a big deal if we don't have enough, but I'd like to do as many as I can. So these are the Almond Joys. I can't remember which ones didn't have the almonds. These 2. Once these are chocolated, they'll need parchment down, so put that. So this is all melty. I forgot I have to temper it. I should have saved some chips out. But if you temper the chocolate, then it'll form a nicer hard layer and it won't be so melty on your fingers, apparently. I did notice a difference with the first batch of the yogurt patties that I made. They had a nicer chocolate on them, and the second batch didn't. So maybe this is how it works. But from what I understand, you throw in just unmelted chips in with the melted chips and let them melt, and then mix it up. And that's supposed to temper it. I'm just gonna take these. I've got a little bit of extra coconut, and then I've got some flaky salt. So I'm gonna take these and dip them in the chocolate. And then they're gonna get a little bit of the extra coconut, a little bit of the salt. And I'll just do that to all 10 of them or whatever. Okay, so I left the two without the almond, without the extra coconut flakes on top too, just so we can tell them apart. These go back into the freezer and we'll grab the next one. Okay, so these are the protein powder ones, I believe, on the purple plate. Don't need the coconut anymore. These set up pretty nice. They're not rock hard, but I don't know if they get rock hard. I really hate in the videos I see of people doing this when they put the salt on after the chocolate set, because in my experience, it just falls off. And I don't know if they're just holding it in a way that we can't tell it's falling off, but that annoys me because I don't think it works like that. Those are done. Those are the protein powder ones. These, I'm just gonna put some on top. These are the oat ones. These are going back in the freezer. These are going in the freezer. Okay, these should be the almond flour ones and then the cookie dough ones. And I will need to get more chocolate. Maybe I should do that now. If these are good, I'll probably make them smaller next time because that's pretty big. Check in the freezer. And this, I'm just gonna pour the chocolate over it. I'm not gonna pre-cut them. Back in the freezer. Meet back here when it's time to taste those and after dinner. So, catch you in a minute. All right, here's our spread. We're gonna try these things and see if they're any good. You get close-ups. Okay, so this is the Almond Joy. It's pretty good. I don't think I could sit and mow down like 6 of these, but that's not the point of them. So that one's good.
I like this either.
He doesn't like any of them so far. Okay, I think he just licked this, so whatever. This is the cookie dough bar. The texture is really strange on these. This does not remind me of cookie dough. It's okay. Like, I don't think I'd make them again though. That's very strange. Ooh, it gets stranger as it sits in your mouth. I don't think I like that at all. So this is the Reeses cup made with the oat flour. So my little son said no. I kind of like it. It's a little strange. The texture's a little like thick, but the flavor's really peanut buttery. I think I like it. Sometimes I take a bite and I'm like, wow, that's really good. And then after I eat the whole thing, I'm like, eh. So I'll let you know if I change my mind. Is that the cookie dough bar? Yeah, that's another no on the cookie dough bar. All right, what else we got?
The other ones are fine.
Those are probably a no. Those are okay. This should be the protein Reese's egg. Oh,
What does that look like?
this one's got a really strange back flavor. It was good at first, but nope, I don't think I like that one. And then this is the, what was it, almond flour Reese's egg. I think this one's good. I'm gonna have to finish it, but it's strange and it's hard when I'm tasting so many things, but I think this one might be good. So, and these are really good, but my son won't try it, and I don't even think my daughter looked at them, but I am gonna take like 2 more because I really like them. It is future me. I am coming in here. This is footage from right before when everybody was kind of deciding what they wanted and getting their plates ready, but I thought I'd play this while I yak at ya. So, the verdict on these was a little bit difficult the day that we ate them because the kids also get their sweets on that night. And since these were all experimental, I kind of just let them have everything. Whatever, basically, they can take whatever they want, and then they get one night where they get sweets, and that's it. So, stacking these up next to sugared candy, the flavors were strange. And I think that that's true with anything that's like low sugar and modified to be healthier. It's not the same. Like a Snickers date bar is not the same as a Snickers. And if you put them side by side, you're probably going to take the Snickers. So, based on that, these didn't get great votes on that night when we made them. However, right out the gate, I thought the Almond Joy dates were really good. I am looking forward to making those again. I stored all these things in the fridge, and the texture on the coconut wasn't an issue when these were put together and cold. So I would definitely make these again. I would try to get that coconut butter a little bit smoother, but it wasn't an issue after they were finished. So it was neither here nor there with that, and I loved them. They were so good. Those sriracha dates, I'll pop the recipe up if you want to screenshot it. Otherwise, it's on the back of the date bag of the Better Goods brand. But those were so good. I keep the stuff in my fridge now to just make those like as I want them because I really love them. I was surprised by that because all the flavors I never would have guessed would have been good, but they are. And I really love those. Like if you like something that's weird but tastes really good, try those because they're worth it. The cookie dough bars, it's a no from me. I would not make those again. I don't even want to post the recipe. Those were gross. I didn't care for those. Most of the kids didn't care for those. I don't know if anybody came back around to those and said that they did like them. The 3 peanut butter ones. So everybody was kind of like, I don't really like these and they're not great and whatever. And my little son too was like, I don't like these. He didn't like any of it really. I didn't expect my husband to like these. He doesn't usually go for like the modified low sugar kind of things. Had a really bad sweet tooth. He was like, what do we have? And I said, well, there's all those snacks that I made. So he tried them. He was munching on them all week. Everybody was like, those are gross. We don't want those. And the only reason I saved them is because my older daughter didn't have a chance to try them yet. And so I left them in the fridge. And for that whole week, everybody was like, can I have one of those peanut butter things? Can I have one of those Almond Joys? Can I have this? Can I have that? And every time they'd ask me, I'm like, I thought you didn't like it. You told me you didn't like it. And they were like, well, I don't know. I do like it. I just want to have one. And I'm like, okay. So what I noticed was when they weren't loading up on sugar on that specific night when we were watching the movie, they had a different taste for them. And everybody enjoyed them to a point. They all got eaten, I think, except maybe a few of the cookie dough ones, because those were exceptionally bad. And everybody liked them. Even my husband was eating them. Everybody was snitching at them. So I didn't care for the peanut butter ones so much, and I feel like I want to keep looking for a recipe for something like that. But they all liked them. So I think that most of these were a win, and I will put the recipes that I have down. And I think that they're definitely worth trying. I do feel like I need to make some sort of combination of the 3 peanut butter ones and see if I can come up with something that I like a little bit better. But overall, I think that most of these recipes were a win, and they are definitely worth trying. And we watched Harold and the Purple Crayon
That movie was so dumb. I guess it was cute to watch, and I enjoy watching it with the kids, but that was a bizarre, bizarre movie. But anyways, if any of you have seen it, let me know. And if you have any other recipes, I'm looking for more like treat things like this. I scour all over Pinterest. I'm looking for more like, you know, low sugar, kind of healthier versions of things that my kids can enjoy throughout the week. So drop those in the comments if you have any. I'd love to hear them. And that's all I got for you today. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll pop up a few other videos if you're interested, and I will catch you next time. Bye.